So today we are once again going to add some modules to Souvenir, and I've got a list of modules here that I have been asked to implement. If you want to add any to the list, please join the chat and let me know. I'm happy to indulge. And now we're going to spin the wheel, and of course the sound is not working. Okay, I don't know why the sound is working, but that's not the most important thing right now. So, one sound did work. All right, not X-ray. I should probably enable this to make sure that you guys can actually hear the sound. All right, not X-ray. So for those of you who don't know, I've created not X-ray just maybe 3-4 weeks ago. And it has some symbols and some mazes. So the questions that Souvenir could ask, let's see if someone's already put something here. Souvenir could ask which table we were in, the goal symbol or position, or the scanner color. All right, those are definitely all very viable things. So I'm going to, I've opened Souvenir already right here, but I'm going to take a quick look at not X-ray, which is in the same mod as X-ray. And I'm just quickly going to check what fields we have in not X-ray. And we have the scanning mode, which is, wait, this is, hang on, this is, it is not X-ray. What is scanning mode, scanning mode, scanning mode? What exactly is that? Well, actually, I can just look here. Okay. Oh, I see, of course. Right, when you first start the module, it will consistently either scan from top to bottom or bottom to top at random. So this will always have the value top to bottom or bottom to top. So this is not what we care about. We care about what table we're in, so we need this. So I'm just going to write these down. So we have int table. Then we have which button is associated with which direction. I suppose that could also be asked. So button directions. Whoops. Now this is an enum type, so I'm gonna have to use toString to get the string versions. And then of course the scanner color, which is also an enum, but that's okay. Okay, so these seem to be the three things: the table we're in, the directions that each button was, and the goal symbol or position. That is another thing that we could ask. Now, why is none of these? I see. Because the module actually needs to know only about the solution cell. And, you know, when it comes to actually, like, when you're in the middle of the maze, like here, it will actually scan the solution. As in this, the symbol that you need to go to. So when it comes to actually scanning this, it just needs to look at the correct table, and the middle cell, not the middle cell, sorry, the solution cell within that table will tell you what icon to scan. So I guess, so I'm trying to figure out, I see, this is where the actual tables are. So we have this not X-ray rules type, which contains the actual tables and the walls that constitute the maze geometry. So I guess I can obtain the symbol information from this, and then use this to determine what the goal square was. Sorry, the goal symbol is what I meant. So one difficulty I see here is that X-ray doesn't actually have sprites with these symbols, right? Because it doesn't need them. It actually just shows a tiny sort of horizontal line, not the whole symbol. So if we wanted to show the actual symbol in Souvenir, we would have to convert all of these to sprites, which is an extra amount of work. So I guess for now, I will not ask about the solution symbol. And also the position of the solution is kind of awkward to ask for. So I think I'm going to leave that out too. So I'm only going to ask these three things. Which table were we in? Which direction was each button of the buttons 1, 2, 3, 4? And what was the color that the scanner had after you press, after you've reached the center and you press 5, which takes you to the maze stage, and then it will have a color. All right, so let's get implementing. We're gonna go over to Souvenir right here, and we can go straight here to the not section. and add a string for not X-ray. Not X-ray. Now this, I believe, needs to be the module type property. I've added this comment there so you will know. So I could just open not X-ray on my end, but I'm going to show you how you can find this out if you want to implement someone else's module in Souvenir. So here's something you can do. Just open the source code. You can navigate to assets and find the prefab file, not the C# file, but the prefab file. And in the prefab file, you can just Control F for module type. I'm going to zoom in so you can see this. It says module type, and then this is what you need. Now, I actually opened the wrong one. This is the one for X-ray. I want the one for not X-ray. So this is actually the module type that we need. There we go. And then right here in this big list, we need to add it as well. We have here not X-ray, process not X-ray. Okay, so this is the name of the method that we're going to write. It's going to get red underlined right now because it doesn't exist yet. So I'm going to go to the next one here and insert the new one right here. We want this object and then this. KMBOM module. There we go. I'm going to copy those two lines from here because almost always we want to start with these. Now this needs to be the name of the class, which is not in the prefab. It is in the C# file. So I'm going to find the bingo. This is where it is. We find the not X-ray module, and it is this name here, the name of the actual class. Oh, interesting that it warns me about this ampersand. Because of the XML, but I shan't get distracted by that right now. All right, let's see if we have a module solved. So I wonder how this module knows when it's solved. Oh, it doesn't even have a handle pass. That's probably because there is a help bingo. Mark solved is what does it. Ah, okay. That means I have a base class, X-ray module base. You know, at this point, I'm just going to open it in Visual Studio again because it's just easier to navigate here. So I can just go here and press F12 to go to the base class. And we will notice that this one has the Boolean that we're looking for. It's called isSolved. And it's a Boolean. So let's go back to Souvenir. And this is where we are. So this is what it's called. And now we just need to wait for this to get finished. So while to get solved is what I meant. So while this is not solved, we wait for approximately 0.1 of a second. And then we also need to, solved.inksave not X-ray. Okay, so now we need to retrieve all the information. So I've already written this down here, so I guess I'm going to use this info. Okay, so we have, let me paste this and comment it out. So the table that we're in is going to be an integer field, and it's going to be called table, and it's most definitely not public. I want to get that value straight away. Why is it complaining? Oh, I see, because we need the component for this. Now, since this is an integer field, we have this getIntField function, which allows me on the get method to specify a minimum and maximum value that I expect this to have. So let me quickly check how many tables there are. In fact, it turns out there are 8. So there you go. Table is between 0 and 7. So here I'm going to say I expect a minimum of 0 and a maximum of 7. And if it's outside that range, it will give me a nicely readable error message saying it was outside that range, this is the field, and it's an int field, yada yada. The error message will be very informative. Right, for this one here, so the directions are going to be an array field, but unfortunately, right, there is an array field function here, but this one is for when you know the type of the elements in the array. I'm going to use getField and use the array abstract class because I don't have access to the enum type. Okay, so on the component we want this one, and again, this is not public. And when we get this value, we want to employ a validator to tell us the length of this, because we need, whoops, I think I pressed something here. because we need that array to be exactly size 4. And you can see here that what I'm doing in not X-ray is I'm getting the values for this button direction enum, of which there are in fact 4. So this will give me an array of size 4. I cast it to the array of the right size and then shuffle it, so it will still have the size 4. So I expect this to have length 4. So if the length is not equal to 4, then I expected length 4, else null. Null means, so returning null from the validator means that it validated, it was fine. Finally, we want the scanner color. So the scanner color is similarly going to be a field, but this time I'm going to use the type object because I don't have access to the enum type. So we're gonna get the scanner color field, and we expect this to be one of a specific set of colors. Scanner color, scanner color, scanner, there it is, scanner color. So these are the colors that it can be, except not green, because green is the color that it has at the beginning of the module, but at the end, after you've solved it, we expect it to be red, yellow, blue, or white. So I'm going to create a little array here, var scanner colors, plural, and I'm going to make this a string array. So like this. So these are the acceptable values. And now we expect scanner colors to contain the value v, which the stringified version of the value. If that is not the case, then I'm gonna say I expected scanner colors join comma. So this will tell me the values that I did get, the values that I expected. So there you go. So now if this fails, then the error message will say I expected red, yellow, blue, white, but it was blah blah, and it'll give me the value that it actually was. Now just for good measure, because v is now of type object, technically it will never be null because enums are value types, so they cannot be null, but the object type is a reference type, so it could be null. So I don't expect this to ever be null, but if it is null, then I just want a proper error message that will tell me what actually went wrong. Okay, so now that I have all of these values, I now need to formulate the questions. So if I go to my question type, I'm going to have not X-ray. Let's start with the table. So this is something that I want to add. Yep, generate that enum member, and of course it puts it right at the bottom. I want it to be in alphabetical position, so I'm going to put it right here. And we're gonna ask what table were we in not X-ray, and I need to say that I'm numbering them in the order of the manual, going from 1 to 8. Okay, so what table were we in X-ray? Numbered 1 to 8 in the manual. No, according to the manual. Well, this is still a bit ambiguous because the manual doesn't actually number them. What table were we in? If anyone has a good suggestion for a phrasing, I do apologize, I'm not even connected to my chat, which means that if any of you said anything, I will not have seen it. So if you meant to notify me of anything or try to get my attention, then please repeat what you said. Hello, Ghostold. Welcome to the chat. So I do apologize for that. So if you can think of a better phrasing for this question, then please let me know. Okay, so the possible answers are, well, first of all, the answer layout. We can fit 6 answers here in 3 columns. And the possible answers are, of course, the numbers 1 to 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then let's do this again, like we did last time, to turn that into a string array. And bang. Okay, so that is the table we're in. The other 2 things that we have are the directions for the buttons. So I'm going to say, what direction was button 1 in not X-ray? And the possible answers here are up, right, down, and left. And this time we have a format argument, which is the 1 in the curly brackets. So we want to provide an example for when you run this in the test harness. And the example would be button 1, button 2, button 3, or button 4, which are each a group of size 1. Okay, and that is the directions. But then we can ask the reverse, which is which button in X-ray went up, down, left, or right. Actually, I think I want this. Which button went up in X-ray? So this would be up, right, down, left. And the possible answers would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so those are the buttons. And then finally, we have the scanner color. All right. So what was the scanner color in not X-ray? Now, is it clear enough if I just ask what was the scanner color? Because obviously it was green at the start, but that's not what I'm asking because it's always green at the start. I'm trying to think of a phrasing for that. Get back to you. Thank you, Galvangelos. From 1 to 8 in reading order in the manual. Right, that is a bit long, but I agree that is probably the clearest. What table were we in not X-ray? Numbered 1 to 8 in reading order in the manual. Let's leave it like this for now, but if any one of you can think of a better phrasing, please let me know in the chat. All right, so this is the scanner color. What was the scanner color in, let's say in phase 2? Like, what does the manual actually call this? Travel to the center of the grid, the scanner will show blah 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 blah. Press 5 on the space and observe the scanner's new color from now on. So it's not actually giving it a name. It doesn't say like, you know, now begins phase 2 or something. All right. What was the scanner color? Oh, I meant phase instead of phrase, but what was the scanner color in not X-ray? You know what, I'm gonna leave it like this and just see if people complain. So, our scanner colors are red, yellow, blue, and white. Here they are. There are no format arguments, so I can safely delete that. And now I can formulate my questions. So, I'm going to add questions to this module. And we want to make a question. Right, we already have this one. Whoops, I meant to do this. So we want to ask what table we're in. So this is not X-ray, so we put that here. And the format argument, we don't need any format arguments for this. The correct answers. Well, the correct answer is the number from 1 to 8. So that would be table plus 1.toString. And that is our first question. Okay, this should, there we go, the red underline disappears. Then we have another question to ask, which is the directions. So for each of the 4 buttons, right? Okay, so we're going to need a list because I need to use a for list to iterate over the buttons. So I'm going to add this question to our list. And then for each button from 1 to 4, I'm going to ask with the format argument. Okay, so the question is it this question? Directions, yes. So we need to put in the number 1, 2, 3, 4, which is of course I plus 1.toString. And then the correct answer for this is directions of I, which gives me, oh sorry, directions is, what is the type of directions? It's just array. So I can't actually do this. It will complain about this. It will say that this doesn't have an indexer, cannot apply indexing with square brackets to an expression of type array. The answer is we need get value I. Okay, so this will give us the enum value. So I need, no, wait, that's not an enum value. Directions. Yes, it is an enum value. That's right, that's right, that's right. So I just need to toString that, don't I? Because the enum value will stringify into these names. So I'm going to leave it like this. Now, why is it still complaining? It's complaining because I didn't put correct answers in front. There you go. Okay, so that is one question that we want per button, but we also want the other one, which is the buttons question. So here we want which button went up, down, left, right. So here we need the direction as a lowercase string. So we want this dot to lower invariant. And then the correct answer is, of course, the button number. There you go. And then finally, we want to ask about the scanner color, which I suppose I can add here. Scanner color. The correct answer is the scanner colors, which is here. No, wait, I do not need to index into that at all because this is an enum. So I actually just toString that and then I don't need that array at all. Is that red going to disappear? Yes, it is. Very good. Okay, so this is why I had the array. It's because I wanted to verify that the value is indeed one of those. Now, incidentally, I don't actually need this separate array because we have those values right here in the Souvenir question declaration. So I'm going to use this. I'm going to say question attributes, I think it was called. I thought it was called, it's just attributes. Okay, and I give it this question, which is not X-ray scanner colors. And then this has, answers. Oh, okay, there you go, all answers, that's the one. Right, so what this will do, right, this will actually give me the information that's right here in this line. Right, and then all answers is of course the array that contains these strings up here, or these, or these, or these, etc. So if that does not contain the string, then okay, so here we need to put that in. There you go. Okay, now let's compile this, and let's also compile this. And then let's run the game. And let me make absolutely sure that I'm actually subscribed to X-ray. I am indeed subscribed. And here is our Souvenir, which has now been built. So let's run the game. Alright, let's see if... Hello Emig, welcome to the stream. For the maze question, it might be nicer to ask which of the symbols was in the table you were in. Oh, instead of asking which table you were in, you could ask which of these occurs in the table you were in. But then I need the actual graphics, you know, the sprites. I suppose I can try and create those sprites, but that will be a little bit more laborious. So let's solve a not X-ray with 5 souvenirs. And let's make that 4 so that they all fit on one side of the module.
All available experts, please report to room
Okay,
A9.
so since I like this module, I think I'm actually going to solve this for real. Okay, that is, let's see, that is, it's a padlock. That's right, this is a padlock. Let's see which maze has the padlock. It turns out it's this one here, right? So it could be any of these. So we got a bit lucky because in many cases the symbol can be, you know, right side up or upside down and you don't know which is which because you don't know which direction the scanner is scanning. But now we do know it's scanning from bottom to top. You can see that it begins with the body of the padlock and then it ends with the hook or the shackle. So I'm gonna press 1 and see where we land now. That looks very much like the tapering off thing, this thing here. So we could be here or here. This one is not adjacent to it, and this one is also not adjacent to it. I needed to check this because it could have wrapped around. Okay, so we're either going up, in which case the next one will be an L, or we're going right, in which case the next one will be an upside down version of this. So let's press 1. Turns out that's an L, I think. Yeah, that's very much an L. So we are here, and we now know that 1 is equal to up. I'm actually going to write that down here. I'm going to make that font bigger so you guys can see it. I did not mean to run the screen magnifier. Thank you. Okay, so now that we're here on the L, I can press 2 to find out where that takes us. That looks like a upright triangle, except it's downright because we know that it scans upside down. So it's this one. So 2 is right. And then I guess we can press 3. Okay, it looks like we're on this thing now, because it's scanning from bottom to top. It starts with the tip, with the spiky part, or the pointy part, and it ends abruptly, which means that it ends at the blocky part. So we now know that 3 is down and 4 is left, which means that from the point where we are now, we just need to go left, left, left. So we go left 3, 1, 2, 3. And now we have something, again, it's scanning from bottom. Oh wait, no, on the middle square, whether or not it scans from bottom to top actually depends on what the last button is. It was even, 4 is even, so the symbol is scanned from top to bottom. So let's see, this is in fact a circle, and it has 2 circles cut out in the top half. So it's this one, not this one, because we're scanning from top to bottom. Now if I press 5, not only do I get the color, but also it will now be scanning from bottom to top, because 5 is odd. So that is confirmation that this is in fact the correct one. And since it is blue, we are looking for the bottommost occurrence of that. So this is where we need to go. Okay, so we're blue, and we need to go down, down, right, right, down, left, which is 3, 3, 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 3, 2, 2, 3, 4. Now what else did I need for the... I have the directions, I have the... Oh, the table, that's right. I am in table 3. Table 3. Okay, 3, 3, 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 3, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there was an error in the souvenir. Let's take a look at this. Here's our log. Let me also exit the game and search for less than souvenir. Okay, so here we start things, and then here's the error. There was no question generated for not X-ray. Interesting. Why would it not generate any questions? I'm sure I put add questions right here down at the bottom. Didn't you see that? Okay, I'm kidding, but yes, I forgot to actually add the question, so that's a bit embarrassing. And none of you noticed that. Okay, so I'm waiting for Unity to recompile that, and I'm going to run the game again. But this time I'm going to abbreviate this, so you don't have to watch me solve this over and over again. Unless you want me to. In which case, speak up now. Alright, we have that.
All available experts, please report to room A9.
That is a forbidden sign. So like over the slash. Okay, so let's go here. You know what? I do want to do this. I really, really like this module. Okay, let's press 1. And we are now looking at the tulip. Yep, that is the tulip, and it's right side up. So we could, so it's not this, because this would be the opposite of what it was, I believe. This one here will work. This one again does, oh, that also works. That's right, because these are both the opposite and these are both opposite. Okay, so this one, that also works. That's unfortunate. This one's not next to a tulip. This one is not. This one is next to this tulip, but it's the wrong orientation. So we can safely disregard that. This one here is also not next to a tulip. And this one here, that it could be that. Okay, so let's go 1 again. And we now have 3 circles. With the 2 circles on the top. The 2 circles on the same place where the tulip had its spike. So it's not this, because the next one here would have been a female symbol. It's not this, because the next one here Oh wait, it could be this. Yeah, in fact it is this, because this one here has an F after it, and this one here, nope, that could also be it. Okay, so the next one will definitively decide this. This is a forbidden symbol, which means we're here. Okay, so that means we're scanning from top to bottom, right? Yep, that's right. It was like this. That is the tulip. The tulip was right side up, and this had the dots at the top. Okay, so 1 is equal to left, and also we're in table 6. There you go. Okay, so we are now here, so I press 2. And it turns out it's another right side up tulip, which is this one, so 2 is down. And from that tulip, which is here, I am now looking at another forbidden sign going this way, so 3 is up. And then 4 must be right, so we're gonna go right 3 and then up 2. So 4 3 times and then 3 up. Right. So this, that is an F, and that is still an F. Okay, so we're looking for a right side up F, which is this one, but red means it's the topmost occurrence, so out of these 4, it's obviously that one. Okay, so we want to go, right, and our scanner was red. So we want to go down, down, left. No, that's the exact opposite, right, up, up, to go here, which means we're pressing 4, 3, 3, and then 5. That was apparently wrong. Interesting. So does it start over? Does it completely... Okay, yep, that is even in a different table. So I want to know what I did wrong. So let me just quickly look at the log. Apparently, oh, okay. That's right, that's right. It was scanning from top to bottom in most of the maze, but when you're on the center square, you know, it depends on what button you press, and I pressed 5, so it was scanning from bottom to top, so I should have looked at the upside down F, not the right side up F. That was my mistake. So I guess now I'm going to just look at this. We're in table number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, so we're somewhere here. Starting position is golf 2. 7, that means we're here. So we just go left 3 and down 2. Left 3 and then down 2. That should be it. Okay, so now if I press 5, we are getting some circle. Ah, oh, that's interesting. Okay, so it widens and then it widens again. I think it's this, and it's bottom to top, and it's blue, so we're looking for the bottom one, because left is white and red is up and yellow is right. White is left, red is up, yellow is right, and blue is down. So from where we are, we need to press down, down, left, left, up, right, which by this association here is 1, 1, 4, 4, 2, 3. 1, 1, 4, 4, 2, 3. 1, 1, 4, 4, 2, 3. Click. Okay, that seems to be working. So, what was the scanner color? Well, in our second attempt, when we actually solved it, it was in fact blue. There we go. So the scanner color is working. What table were we in? Well, after the strike, this was table number 4. That is also working. And it did not ask for the buttons, which is unfortunate. So let's take a look at the log, because fortunately I always log all of the questions that are generated, so that I can always check that they all work. And it seems to have added only the tables and the scanner colors, but not the buttons. So that is still a bug. So we need to look at that. So that means this for loop here doesn't seem to have worked. That is very strange. Maybe it's because I didn't actually add these questions to the list, and none of you noticed that. That is also quite embarrassing. Thank you for taking care of that bot. Let's run that again. What is this ping? I am getting a ping here. Ah. Welcome to the chat, Ghost Salt. I do apologize I didn't see this earlier. I don't actually see where you pinged, but I'm guessing that you deleted the ping after you sent it.
Yes.
You could have just, mentioned yourself in the Twitch chat. I would have noticed you there sooner. But that's okay, don't worry about it.
All available experts, please report to room A9.
Okay, so now we are in table 8, starting position alpha 5, scanning top to bottom. So if we're in alpha 5 and I want to get to delta 4, then I'll be going right 3 and up 1. So right 3 and up 1. Okay, and I think I'll just open the log file here. So we're now scanning in yellow. So we're looking for Foxtrot 3 in table 8. Table 8 is the very last one. We are here, and we're trying to get to Foxtrot 3, which is here. So we go right up, and right up would be 2, 2, 1. Okay, which direction was button 3? Well, that was down. That seems to work. Which button went right? Well, that's button 2. That's also working. Button 4 is left. And what table were we in? 8. Bingo. Not X-ray done. Alright, so let's take a note of this. These are the modules that I've done. I should probably not super capitalize this. I'm taking a note here to remind myself to add them to the manual later. But first, let's go here and just submit this to the Git repo. Add not X-ray. Add support for not X-ray, whatever. Okay. I'm now pushing that straight to the repository. There you go. So you can actually see it on the GitHub. And with that done, we're going to remove not X-ray from the wheel and spin the wheel again. Zero, zero. Yes, 0, 0 is a very nice module. Okay, so for those of you who don't know how 0, 0 works, I'm a bit surprised that it's already scrolled off the bottom. It was pretty recently. There you go. It has a comma in the name. I need to remember that. This module contains a 7x7 grid, and one of the squares in it will be red, green, and blue. So right off the bat, we can ask which of the squares were red, green, and blue. But I need to check, whoop, that is not right. I need to run the module to see whether the red, green, and blue actually disappears after you solve it. Right, so apart from this red, green, and blue, there are also 4 square screens with rounded corners. That's the ones that are sort of partially under the board, that contain colored spinning stars with 2 to 8 points. So we can ask for their colors and we can ask for the number of points on each star. And I believe that that is all that we want to ask. So let's quickly run a 0, 0 module.
All available
And
experts,
let's see
please
if
report to
I
room
can
A9.
solve this just by looking at the log. The origin is at alpha 5, so 2 for this one. The correct quadrants in order are top right, bottom right, and top right. So click, click, click. Okay, so the symbols in the corners disappear, but the colored markings in the field do not. Which means that I want to have Souvenir remove them for me. Which in turn means that I need to take a quick look at the source code here. So let's take a look at .cs. Yep, there it is. So presumably right at the start, in start, it's going to assign some materials to the squares. We have a list of free squares. We add them all. I see. I'm assuming that findPos picks one at random and then removes it. Oh, I see. It removes everything from the same row or column. Wait. I see. Okay. Yeah, this should, yeah. There are ways of making this more efficient, but I guess this works well enough. Okay, so we want red pos, green pos, blue pos. Let's write those down. And also origin pos. No, we don't need origin pos because that is the answer rather than the stuff that was given. We want the key corners. I see, these are not the ones that you need to press here. The correct presses for red, green, and blue. That is what I want. And the corner stars, right. We do want those, and because that is a custom star, let's see if class star is here. Yep, it is. So that one has, right, so channels will tell me what color it is. And this will tell me whether it was spinning clockwise or counterclockwise, but I don't think I want to ask about that because it has only 2 possible answers, so I think I'm gonna ignore that. But I'm definitely gonna write these down. This is inside the class star, so I'm just quickly gonna take a note of this. So what I wanted to know is when red pos is assigned, right, I need to figure out where it assigns the material so that the square actually shows up. Bingo, that's where it is. So this grid, right, so we need grid colors and we need pos list. Yeah, wait, pos list, I see, pos list is actually just, yeah, it's just red pos, green pos, and blue pos. So if we get those 3, then we're done. We can just use those. So grid colors we definitely need, which is, why don't I just, there it is, public mesh renderer. For assigning materials, that. And I need to know what the original color is when it's not assigned. So, I suspect that I will only be able to find that out in Unity, so I'm quickly going to actually clone this. Let's clone this to 0, 0. Doesn't take long to clone. There we go, 0, 0. It will take a while to open in Unity, so while that is loading, let me do the standard stuff here. So we're gonna have 0, 0 right here. What is the module type? I guess I will find that out in Unity, so I'm gonna put a bookmark here. In fact, I'm going to error here so that I will not miss it. Okay, then at the end of this entire list, we're gonna go 0, 0, process 0, 0, and create this with that name. And copy this. This is still not done, okay. What is the name of the .cs 00 script is what it's called. And then I want, okay, I want a lot of these. I guess I can get these after the module is solved. So I totally forgot to check if there is a solved. Game state. When game state is 4, then we've solved. Oh, there's also this. Let's see what happens when handle pass. Bingo. So you don't technically need module solved. You can just check if game state equals 3. But since module solved is there and it's convenient, I'm going to use this. So we're gonna get field bool that. And is it public? Module solved, very likely not, but I want to make sure and check. Turns out it is not. So while not FLD solved, we return new wait for seconds 0.1, and then the module solved count, increment that 0, 0. There you go. Okay, so now that Unity has finally loaded, I'm quickly going to check this, and it turns out the module type is that with a lowercase Zulu. So I'm just gonna not here, there, put that here, remove error, and then go back to process 0, 0. Okay, so all of this information I want to get now after it is solved. So let's, you know what, I'm just going to put that here and comment it out. Okay, so var origin pos equals get field int comp origin pos. And that is almost certainly not public. In fact, I had it here. It says private for all of them. These are the only ones that are public. I'm gonna all caps this so that I will notice that. Wait a second. These are all private. That is very strange, because how does the code access it if it's private? So for example, the channels thing. Oh, I see. The class has its own methods. That's why. Okay, that's definitely one way of doing it. Okay, so we get the origin pos. We get the red, green, and blue pos. Oops. There we go. Red pos, green pos, blue pos. We get positive corners, which is a array field of integers. And it is still not public. So when we get this value, wait, hang on, we can do this. Expected length 3. Why do we need these again? Did I plan to ask for the corners that you need to press? I don't think I did. So hang on, we've done this. We don't really need this. We only need to know the colors and whether they were spinning. Well, even the spinning. Right, that's right, the number of points. I wanted the channels and the number of points. So we don't actually need the positive corners thing. Okay, so let's get rid of that. Right, var stars equals get field array. So this time again, I need to use this abstract array type because the star type is private to the module and we cannot access it directly. So we're going to look at stars, and it's private, so I'm just going to get these. And now I need to get these two fields, not this one. I don't care about the clockwise, counterclockwise. So channels, var FLD channels equals get field. This is of type Boolean array. So I guess I can use get array field here, get array field of booleans. And I want to get stars dot get value 0. The field is called channels and it is not public. So this is what I get, and I want this to have the length 3. Right? I expect there to be 3 channels, and it's always bool 3. So yeah, so I think that is correct. So that is channels. Next one is points. So this is just an integer field. So get field int points. I just realized I don't want to get this here. I want the field, and I want to get the value of that field for every star. And I expect there to be 4 stars. So this one here, I need a validator. If the array length is not equal to 4, then expected length 4, else null. There you go. 9-ball would be nice. Right, can we request modules to add? Yes, of course, I said that going in. So yeah, 9-ball would be nice. So I'm definitely going to add 9-ball right here on the wheel, and also here where I have my module list of things still to add. And I'm gonna remove 0, 0 here. Apparently not X-ray was missing from this list. Well, not anymore. As in I've done that now. Okay, so 9-ball is definitely on the wheel. So what we want is for every star, we want the channels. So channels equals stars.select. Oh, I see, I need to cast this to object. And then for every one of these stars, I need to get the value of the channels field from the star object. I expect this to be an array, right? So this should, right, I can validate this here. I'm a bit annoyed that this, yeah, okay, come on, we can do better than this. Because the array field, like array field info, okay, that's a collection field info, right, it has a get function that accepts a expected length and one with min length, max length. So I want the get from method to also have those abilities. So let's see. So I should be able, yeah, I should be able to copy this and change these to get from, right? And then this would be the target object. Get from, whoops, get from. And then, yeah, this would call base.get. No overload from method get. Okay, so it's not base.get. Oh, I see. It's this one here, isn't it? No, it says expect. Oh, I see. Ah, okay. It calls the it calls this one here. So let's do this target, comma. Now in this method here, we access the collection is what it's called. Okay, so I need to change that to target, which means that it can't just be object, it must be T collection. Right. So this will literally just return get from collection. Collection. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Base.get. You have wonderful news. Okay, let's see what this does.
Finished Barcode Cipher Souvenir support.
Which cipher?
Barcode Cipher.
Barcode Cipher. Good job. I will look at that when I'm done with this. Please remind me if I forget.
I also managed to find another module which didn't have format, args, and correct answers, so I added them too.
Right. I will take a look at that when I'm done here. Please remind me if I forget. Okay, so this will give us the collection. The target object is being pasted in here. So what I actually want here and also here is I want target to be passed in here. Min length, max length, null, null array allowed and null content allowed, validator. Yep, this is all good. And then this one here should say get from target, expected length. Yeah, this is fine. Yeah, this is all fine. Now the reason it complains about target is because it's private, so I guess I'm just gonna make that protected and then I can access that. Okay, so that should work. Famous last words. Why is the red still not going away? Cannot convert from object to, oh, I see. Like, let's do an unsafe cast and this should be fine. Is there really no like this dot target? No, that's the only one. Well, anyway, I'll deal with it. Okay, so now we go back. So apologies for this diversion, but now I have this overload here where I can use both a target object and specify an expected length. And I expect this length to be 3, and we are done. Okay, so this gives me the channels. Why can I not do this? Star. Oh, Oh, I'm stupid. Yeah, I'm stupid. Yes, I am stupid. Because why would I want to cast this to T collection? That is nonsense. We want to get any object, and we don't want to cast this. We want to be able to get the field from any object, but the value that we get from the field, that is of type T collection. That is where I got confused. Okay. That's correct, that's correct. That is all correct. Okay, so now that should work to array. Bingo. Finally, that was a chunk of work. Now points. So we're gonna get the points, the number of points on each star, that is. And we want that to have, okay, we have the same issue here. So this, sorry, I mean, right, this. Bingo. No, not bingo. Okay, fine. I will use this. So int field. There we go. We have this for int fields, and I want this overload. Oh, wait, there is this overload. So why can't I use that here? This is, okay, get field int. This should say get int field. Okay, and now I can get the value from star and expect the value to be, right, what are the possible numbers of points? Let's take a look at this. 2 to 8, so it's between 2 and 8. Okay, so every star has between 2 and 8 points, and now we have our channels array and our points array. Okay, so we don't need this anymore, and we don't need any of this anymore. Okay, we also want to assign the materials. So I actually opened this in Unity in order to be able to, okay. Oh, right, I accidentally edited that, whatever. What I actually meant to double click is this, so that I can go here. And then the grid will have squares. Okay, this is the highlight. So this is the actual square, and it will have a materials property right here. So white is a material, and I hope that this material is somewhere here. Outline textures, no. Star textures, star icons, grid colors. Oh, that's the actual grid locations. These are the KM selectables. These are the buttons. Okay, so none of these actually have the white texture in them. So what I am going to do is I'm going to iterate over the grid colors thing, and there will definitely be one that is white. Right, so how about this? So grid color, did we even get grid colors? I don't think we did. Right, so grid squares. I'm going to call it grid squares because it's not colors, it's the actual squares. And we want get field, it's actually an array of mesh renderer. Get that from the component, and the number is grid colors, and this time it is in fact public. Get this. We expect the length of this to be 2467, 2467. I expect it to be 49, and I could have just looked at this number here that says 49. Okay, so that's that. I also expect all of it to not contain nulls, but that is already being checked, so that is good. And now var material white. So initially that is null, and then I'm just going to go through all of the grid squares. Dot length. Dot length. There you go. And so for as long as we still don't know what the white material is, we're going to say if I is not equal to the red position, and I is not equal to the green position, and I is not equal to the blue position. Thank you. White is equal to, okay, so grid squares of I is going to give us a mesh renderer, and this mesh renderer is going to have a material, but I don't want to take a copy of the material, so I'm going to access shared material, and this one has a color. Right, the reason I'm getting the color is because I noticed that the red, what was it called, red pos, is because when this code assigned the color right here, it used .material.color. It did not change the actual material, it just changes the color associated with the material, also known as the tint. So we're not actually changing like the texture or anything, but literally just the tint. So we're gonna change that color to, you know, whatever the cannot implicitly type. Okay, it shouldn't actually be material. It should be a color, and we're gonna make that nullable. And now it's correct. Okay, there's something wrong with my mouse cursor. Let me just quickly see what's going on. There we go. That works. And now that we have the white material, well, actually, it could still be null. So if white is equal to null, then I'm going to throw a abandoned module exception, and the message is could not find a square that is not red, green, or blue. Now, obviously, this should never happen because red pos, green pos, and blue pos are only 3, and we're going through an array of 49 things, so we're bound to find one. But, you know, I'm just overabundantly careful here. So, now that we have them, we're gonna set grid squares of red pos to white, and green pos, and blue pos. And each of these have a material, which this time I am going to take the copy that, just like the original code does. And this should work. Oh, I see, it's because it's a nullable, so I need to go .value. And that should, the red goes away, there we go. All right, now we can formulate our questions. Let me close this file. Okay, we are actually dealing with 0, 0, so I'm gonna scroll all the way to the bottom of this file. 0, 0. Okay, so we ask about the stars, which have colors and also points. And then, of course, the, you know, the position of the red, green, and blue squares. I got a ping. Okay, lots of DMs there. I'm going to look at them later. I don't think many people solo 9-ball. I've seen 9-ball on Zephyr's diffusal videos, and it didn't get soloed there. But anyway, yeah, so just because something is a solo for some people doesn't mean it can't have souvenir questions. I actually regret having removed the double-O question about the submit. Wait, hang on. Have I actually removed that? No, I haven't. That still exists, right. And that should exist, because just because some people can solo it doesn't mean, you know, it's not a souvenir suitable question. It's definitely easy to solo, but I wouldn't say it's the meta. Yep, it's not the current meta. All right, so what color was the top left, for example, star in 0, 0? 0, 0. Answer layout. So colors, let's do 2 columns. And the possible colors are, well, there are 8 possible colors, and they are, in order, black. So should I do red first or blue first? It's not really important. So let's go red, green, yellow, and then blue, and then red and blue, and then green and blue, and then white. Now, I'm not used to this order. I'm used to having blue be number 1. You know what? I'm gonna reorder them to. It's less likely that I make a mistake if I make it familiar to myself. So this is the order with which I'm familiar. So I'm gonna do this, and this is our array. Boink. And then, of course, we have formatting arguments. We have top left, top right, bottom left, and bottom right. And I see that there's been a lot of pinging, so I think I'm gonna do not disturb that so I don't get the pings the whole time. We have a group size of 1 on this one, and then the number of points, how many points were on the top left star. So for this one, I can have 3 columns. And the answer is between 2 and 8. Am I right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is 7 possible answers, and I will pick 6 out of them. So let's turn that into a string array. There we go. Same format arguments, that is still the same. And then the squares, of course. Okay, now I have So, do you guys know the grid lock question? Let me just open Souvenir here in Unity again to show you what I'm battling with in my mind right now. The thing is, if I ask like where was the red square, and then I specify like Charlie 5 or whatever as the answer, then Souvenir would be assuming a coordinate system, right? In order to avoid having to assume that, I have previously made sprites for things like for example, in memory, you have these positions 1, 2, 3, 4, but also in Kudo Sudoku, right, you have these, right? So we use these sprites to refer to these squares. But in order to do the same thing for this module, because it's a 7x7 grid, I would have to create 49 sprites, and I fear that the sprites might be too small on the module to really see which of the 49 squares was highlighted. So how do we deal with that? Let's take a look at the 00 manual and see if this one... No, it does not look like it. No, it does not seem to use a coordinate system. So this is a bit problematic, a bit unfortunate. I am not completely averse to actually creating the 49 sprites. If you guys want to watch me do that, I'm happy to do that. Yeah, Quinn, if you want to implement Souvenir support for Mayhem, that is absolutely... Oh, I see you're asking whether it's even... asking for a specific correct hex. Yeah, you would have to hide the starting hex. Honestly, I think it should just ask about the starting hex. Could it ask the positions relative to the module's origin? Not quite, because each of them have their own coordinate system, and yeah, no, actually you might be right, because yeah, maybe I should just ask about the x and y value for, hang on, what does this manual call them? You know, the coordinates, right? To find the key corners, blah blah blah. For each colored square, use the identifier in conjunction with the corners. The first, right, it calls them the first coordinate and the second coordinate. So I could ask about, like, you know, the coordinates, and these would be numbers from -7 to +7. Should I do that? Honestly, I like the sprite idea better, because Souvenir fundamentally is supposed to ask about you know, what was on the module. You know what? I'm done discussing. I'm gonna act. I'm going to make the sprites right now. Let's go. We can do this. I'm going to use Inkscape for this, and I'm going to, you know what? Maybe I already have... No, I don't. Okay, I was gonna say maybe I already have the SVG from which I generated these. Actually, let me go here. Nope, I do not. Okay, that's fine. I don't, it's not a huge issue. So the color of the frame is this. Okay, so I just put that in the clipboard. And then here I'm going to create, well, I suppose that's fine. So if it's 10 by 10 and I want a 7 by 7, that's going to be 70 by 70. There we go. And I'm going to draw something like this. And now the stroke for that is going to be what I just put in my clipboard. There you go. And it's supposed to be this. Okay, now how thick should I make this? Well, first of all, it should not have rounded corners. But how thick should I make it? Maybe 5. That is a bit very thick. 2. That might be a bit thin. So let's try 3. Okay. Let's also make the background black, because this is what it will look like on Souvenir. And let's also show the grid lines. Oh, I see. They are actually showing, but there we go. This is much more visible. Yeah, Yeah, so that's the minor, and then the major, I guess, should also be like that. Okay. So now I'm going to draw these lines like this. That 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then draw this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. Yeah, there's only 6. All right. Did I duplicate that? No, I did not. Okay. I think this is still slightly too thick, so I think I'm gonna change this to 2.5. I think I like that better. And now I'm going to draw a square and put it in the background, remove its stroke and give it a fill of full on red. Like let's make it like literally like 0, 0. There you go. It should also be non-transparent. There you go. Is that actually the same? Oh, I should use the same shade of red that I did here. Yeah, just put that in the clipboard and paste that right here. So that is what it should be. No, what am I doing? But this is correct. This is correct. I've got it. Okay, and now I'm going to save this as KTANE Souvenir. I'm going to create this folder now that I thought was there. Data files. And I'm going to call this grid.svg. I'm going to give this object an ID, square, there you go. And now I've set this and I will be able to find that square and I can easily change its position. And now I'm going to go to KTANE stuff, which is my repository where I have code relating to KTANE modules. And let's do souvenir.generate grid. I'm going to create a new method here and make that a public. Whoop. That should not be a class. That was supposed to be a method. So, okay. What was going on? Static class souvenir. Public void generate grid. Cannot declare in. Okay, it should be static. That's why. Okay, and please. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to load the SVG file.readAllText from this file that I just created right here. And then I'm going to use xdocument.parse, and that will give me the XML. And then I will look for the rectangle, which is going to be the descendant, which has an attribute ID, so that can't be null, and it must have a value equaling square. You know, now that I think about it, I don't actually need to check the null if I use the null propagating operator here. Okay, so this will find me the square element, and now I'm just going to go for each x coordinate from 0 to 7, for each y coordinate from 0 to 7. I'm going to do several things. So first of all, let me actually open the file. Okay, so here's the file, and you can see the, okay, so one of these rect things is the rectangle that we're talking about, namely the one that has ID square. So this is the one we're talking about. The other one is the outline around the outside. Yes?
Sorry to interrupt. James wants to be dragged back into the VC.
Okay, sure. Thank you for notifying me. Yeah, okay. Welcome back, James. Okay. So the other rectangle is just the outline. And as I say this, it occurs to me that the outline is actually peeking outside of the range of this image. So I actually have to change the boundaries here. And I do that by changing by doing this here. So the original thingy here, if you look very closely, there is actually a bit of a margin on the top. We know that the width of this is 2.5, which means that it goes 1.25 units outside the range. So I'm going to add a margin of 1.3. No, sorry. The thickness of the line will actually be taken into account by Souvenir, so I do not want to do that. So I'm just going to do 0.1. I think if I do this, then... Oh. Yeah, it sets all of them. Perfect. Now if I click this, you will notice that the border is now here. And it turns out that 0.1 is actually less than I thought it was, so I'm actually going to change it to 1. And that is more like it. Okay, now if I save this, this has changed slightly, but I don't really care. I only need to change these values. Okay, so they are now 0.25 away from what they were previously. Actually 2.25, right? Because it was 0, 0. Okay, so now we know that we need to add 2.25 to every coordinate. So this has an attribute called x, which is this one here, and its value is now x times 10 plus 2.25. And then the y-axis, the y-coordinate is this. And then that will give me a new version of the SVG, which I need to write out to a file. And I'm going to write that out to a temp file. So file.writeAllText temp. Right, let's actually make that interpolated so I can put the x and the y.svg in there, and I will save svg.toString. And I don't really care about the formatting, but whatever. Okay. So now I'm reading an SVG file, I'm getting the rectangle, and I'm writing out a new SVG file with the rectangle in the right position. And now I want to call Inkscape. Now, what was the last module where I used Inkscape? Quinn, you might remember this. What was the last module where I invoked Inkscape to render? It was Simon Signals, that's what it was. Thank you.
Okay. All right, no problem.
So
well,
right here, yeah, right here I have some code which will do this. So this is the path. I'm just gonna do this. Path equals that. Okay, and path. So that's the SVG path. So I'm calling Inkscape here with some command line parameters, and it will export, or rather render, the PNG for me. I want to export it to Souvenir assets. Okay, let's see what this is called. I think it was called Sprites and then grids. It's called tiles 4x4. So I guess I'm gonna create a tile 7x7. There we go. And then we put that folder here. And then check out what this was. Okay, the convention is to just go character A plus, so this is X, and then the letter, the number, which is literally just Y plus 1. Okay, so that's our PNG. Now, what was the size of these? This is 270 by 270. Not quite sure why it's such a weird number, but I'm going to stay consistent and make it 270 by 270. And that should be it. Now, command runner is in rtutil, so that will run that command and then delete the SVG file that we created. Now, this is going to take a while to generate 49 of them in sequence, so I'm actually going to run them in parallel. So I'm actually going to do this so that 49 times I will actually read the original SVG and write out a new one. And I can parallelize this by saying from x in enumerable range 07, from y in enumerable range 07, select xy, dot parallel for each. And now we have a tuple that we can operate on, right? And then var xy equals tuple. Okay, this should work. This will now run 49 Inkscapes at the same time. That might not be the best idea, so I'm going to limit it to my processor count, so it will run 8 of them at the same time. Now, okay, I can close this. I'm just going to run this, and while it's running, I will be looking at this folder, which is currently empty. It will output a few warnings and stuff to the console, but those will not be problematic. There we go. Here's our graphics files. You can see that they all look perfectly cool. And we now have 49 of them. And we're done. Now, I guess I should also PNG crush them. So, in start.png, do start PNG CRFE, not start. I meant, no, yes, start. PNG0FE I. Yes. So this will run 49 PNG crushes. So I think I'm gonna just run 7 of them. And then another 7. And then another 7. Maybe I should have automated this in the C# code. Right, then another 7. And then another 7. And then F and G. And H should fail because there aren't any. Perfect. Okay. Good. So we've PNG crushed them all, and now we go here. It will load all of these tiles into Unity. And then in Souvenir, we're already in Souvenir. We need to go, no, we're not in Souvenir, we're in KTANE stuff. Let's go to Souvenir. Right here, we have a field for the tiles 4x4 sprites. So we're adding this. This is used by 0, 0. It's currently the only one that uses that. And now we need to actually assign them. Right here in the inspector, we're going to lock this window, if it lets me, because it's still recompiling the... There we go. Okay. So you will notice that, if I collapse these, you will notice that tiles 4x4, they're all there, but 7x7 is missing. So I'm going to collapse this, open this, select all of these, and put them right here. Okay, why is it not letting me do that? Let's see. This is a sprite array. I see. Maybe I need to set the properties on these. Yep, that's right, because they default to texture, and I need to change this to sprite. There we go. I think. All right, let's apply all of these. And then let's go back to here, lock that, and let's see if that works now. That's where they go. Okay. I am actually surprised that they are in the correct order now. Well, actually they're in column order, whereas these are in reading order. I should put them in reading order. So I'm going to quickly fix that. Apply, save. Right, so here's how you can easily fix this. Okay, so I am going to add a little thing here. I have a shortcut for this, as you can see, Souvenir module. And I'm going to say that the 7x7 tiles thing is going to be that, but ordered by... Now I need to calculate the coordinate. So for the sprite, so first of all, the name is of course spr.name. And this name is going to consist of a letter and a digit, right? So the x coordinate is going to be the first character minus a. And then the y coordinate is the second character minus 1. And then the actual coordinate is x plus 7 times y. Okay, and then we need to turn that into an array. And now if I compile this, and then go to Unity and wait for a few seconds, you will now get a new menu appear at the top called Do Stuff. The name of the menu is specified by this stuff here in the custom attribute. And now if I run this, I click this, you will see that they are now in reading order, alpha to golf, etc. So now if I press apply, it is now official, and now I don't need that code anymore. Go away. Right, now we can finally go back to, what was it called? 0, 0. Okay. Okay, I got a bit mixed up with shortcuts there. Okay, so that means we are not actually going to use coordinates here. We're going to say, where was the red square in 0, 0? And we're going to have, yeah, I suppose 3 column 6 answers is fine. And I'm going to say null, and then, hang on, how did I do this in, like memory? Memory, like I have something here which uses the sprites. Ah, I see. Okay, I'm not specifying any example answers. you know what, I'm just going to copy this, go back here, paste this here, and then use it to decide what to do. So type is going to be sprites. This runs off the side of the screen, so I think I'm going to change that. So the sprite field is going to be tile7x7. I think, did I call it tile or tiles? Tiles. Oh, sprites. Okay. I should call it that. And then the example format arguments are literally just red, green, and blue. Okay. So let's remove this, and we are done. And yeah, I said that I was going to change this thing that runs off to the edge of the screen. Let's move this down like that. That's a bit more readable. Wait a second. No, I think I had it like this, didn't I? Yeah, that makes more sense. Okay. We need to ask a total of, so for each star, we have 2 questions, the points and the color. And for each of the, the channels, red, green, and blue, we ask where it was. Is that it? Oh yes, and also where the origin was. Apparently I wanted to ask that, even though actually technically that's something that you calculate from the module, not something that's shown on the module. So actually I'm tempted to not ask about the origin. And in fact, I do not believe that I added, yeah, I did not actually add a question for that. Also, this should just say squares because this is not about the stars anymore. Okay, so let's ask this. Okay, so we have our questions, which is going to be a list of these. And then we're going to add a question about 0, 0 squares. The module key is that. The format arguments are red. Let's actually put this here. And the correct answer is, well, we need to use the sprite here, right? So we're going to use this overload, which actually takes sprites. So we're going to take tile 7x7 sprites of red pos. Now I need to make sure that red pos is actually in reading order. That is something that I don't actually know for certain. So let's go here, red pos. Right, it uses red pos to index directly into, where was it? Oh yeah, it uses temp pos list. There you go. It uses that to index directly into grid colors, which means that if grid colors is in reading order, then red pos will be in reading order. So let's quickly check that. I can close the Inkscape thing, I guess. Let's take a look at this. Are there even any other modules that use 7x7 grids? No, probably not. But, I don't mind creating new graphics for any other size of grid. I'm actually quite surprised that we don't already have lots of different sizes of grids. The 4x4 grid, by the way, apart from CUDA Sudoku, is also used by Gridlock. I did mention Gridlock earlier, didn't I? But I completely forgot about it. So multiple modules use 4x4. All right, what I wanted to see is whether this is in reading order. In the array here, and it turns out Alpha 1, Bravo 1, Charlie 1, these are indeed completely and utterly and perfectly in reading order. Okay, so I just closed Unity entirely. I meant to switch back to Souvenir. Okay, so the red component is going to have that, and the preferred wrong answers are going to be all the 7x7 sprites. Okay, so that's our red question, green and blue. Follow in due course. Here's our green, here's our blue. So this is the green pos, this is the blue pos. There are close parentheses missing here. And with that, oh, I'm not quite sure why that is so far down. That should definitely be up there. Okay, so with that, we've added, not duplicate that, we've added the red, green, and blue question. Now we need for every star, so there are going to be 5 stars. I'm going to call this star index. since I'm iterating over this anyway, I don't actually need this to be an array. So I'm actually going to move this to here and only get the channels for the stars.getValue at star index. And then I don't need that to be an array. Okay, so FLD points get from stars get value star index that. Okay, so that's the number of channels, and this time I should not forget this to add the questions to the module. Okay, so we have 2 questions to ask for each star. So we make a question on the 00 star colors. 00 format. Okay, it did recommend that. Okay, so we need the 4 position names, which are these. Okay, so of our position names. And I guess we need the color names as well. Did I not? I created a list of the color names here somewhere, but I guess I deleted it. So I gotta do it again. Hang on, wait, actually, right, this is where I have it. Bingo. Haha. Okay, good thing I didn't waste too much time there. Var color names is that. Okay. I'm pretty sure that none of the stars is ever going to be black. But I'm still going to have it here so that the indexes are all 0 to 7, which is what I need. Okay, so the format argument is, of course, the position name of a star index. I hope that they are in this order, in here. How do I ascertain that? I think I'm just going to test that. It'll show up in testing if that is wrong. Okay, so the correct answers. We need the correct color name, right? But we need to construct the index here from channels, which is a length 3 Boolean array. All right, so that means that channels 0, which I assume is the red one, needs to have, like if that is true, then that is the value 4. And then we add channels 1 will have the value 2, and then channels 0 will have the value 1. There you go. That is missing an open parenthesis. And then that will give me the color name, and that is the entire question done. Okay, and then we have the star points. Position names is still the same. And this time the correct answer is literally just the number, right? So it's points to string. Okay, that's like that. There you go. Okay, I think we are done. It is now time to test this. Please go away, errors. Thank you. Hello.
At the end of your color thing, it should be channels 2, as Blananas has pointed out.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Blananas. That is very observant. Danny, did you make the module? I didn't realize that that was your module. It's Vincology, but maybe you were involved in the stars can be black. It'll show with a white outline. Oh, I may have actually seen that. So yes, I should have known that. Okay, so let's recompile that again after changing that channels problem. And then once that is compiled, I'm going to run the game. I'm going to make absolutely sure that I'm subscribed to this, but I'd be very surprised if I wasn't, because I've definitely played this module before. And now let's run KTANE. Here we go, keep talking and nobody explodes. Loading. Sometimes I wish that loading times weren't a thing anymore. Okay. Can you guys hear the game sounds? You should. 1 souvenir. Well, actually, let's do 4 souvenirs.
All available experts, please report to
You helped with the Unity process. Okay, thank you. Aha, and indeed, we do have a black star with a white outline. Very good. So I'm going to write down what they all are. We have black 5, cyan 3. Let me make that bigger so you guys can see it. This is yellow 7. I claim that's a 7. 7 and 6 are a bit hard to tell apart, but I believe that is a blue 6. The yellow is also a 6. I claim that those are 6s. Game audio is coming through. Okay, good. Thank you. Alright, red is in Delta 2, blue is in Alpha 4, and green is in Charlie 5. Log file analyzer. The correct word is okay, the origin is at Foxtrot 7, so Foxtrot is 6, so Foxtrot 7 is here, and then we go top right, top right, top right. Okay, so the squares correctly disappeared, that's good. What color was the top left star? I claim that was black. What color was the bottom right star? I claim that was blue. How many points were on the top left star? That is a 5. How many points were on the top right star? That is a 3. Unfortunately, it didn't ask about the ones that I was unsure about, but I can look it up here. It was indeed 6 and 6. And, yeah, so I'm gonna load the log file again and look at all of the questions that were generated and make sure that they are all completely and utterly correct. Okay, this is the set of questions that I got. I'm gonna paste that here and make it small so that it all fits. So, where was the red square? That was in Delta 2, that is correct. Green square in Charlie 5. Blue square in Alpha 4. Top left star was black and 5. Cyan 3. Yellow 6 and blue 6. That looks to be correct. Now, unfortunately, we didn't get a question with the sprites, so I'm just gonna do this one more time. Just to see at least one such question. Okay, we need to press echo 5, which is here. And then we need to press top left, bottom left, top left. Still no sprites. Ooh, there we go. We do have some sprites. Okay, so I need to figure out how I did this in Kudo Sudoku to not be this freaking massive. Let's actually run this in the test harness. And I bet that if I go to I cannot type. Kudo Sudoku. Okay, now this makes a very loud sound, so for the benefit of your ears, I'm actually going to turn off the sound from Unity. Okay, so let's take a look at scene. Click through to I want the sprite, please. Can I? Okay, that is the sprite. Gotcha. Sprite holder. Okay, this is going to this one here. It's not showing me the properties right now because we're in the game. Okay, well, let's go to the 0, 0. There you go. Okay, and let's take a look at this sprite holder. It is showing me this, and okay, I can't look at the properties for this. Oh, I haven't clicked on it, that's why. Oh, I see, it actually, it has a child object. Okay, so I guess I need to compare these properties here. It says pixels per unit, this is 900, and this is 100, so I'm gonna change that to 900. In fact, I should change all of these to 900. Let's collapse that and select all of them. Yes, apply. And change this to 900 for all of them. And then apply. And this will take a moment and hopefully bang. That looks much nicer. Now, this grid is pretty big. So I think I'm just going to... Hang on. I do want it to fit into the highlight. And at the moment, that is the perfect size for that. So I'm going to leave it like this. Okay. So we can recompile this, I guess. And try this one more time. Come on. Thank you. Oh. Right, wherever. My mouth is starting to get a little dry from all the talking, so excuse me if I pour myself a little drink while some of this
All
loads.
available experts, please report to room A9.
Okay, so we're gonna be looking at this. We need to press Delta 6, which is here. And bottom right, top right, bottom right. Bingo. It fits absolutely perfectly inside the highlight. Where was the blue square? I don't actually remember. It was at Foxtrot 7, which is this one. Alright. I think we're done here. I think this is working. Okay. So, with 0, 0 out of the way, I'm going to put that on this list. I'm going to close this, don't need that anymore, don't need that anymore. And here I'm going to, where is 0, 0? It's not even on this list. Okay, let's close the game, go back to the wheel, and remove 0, 0 from here. And spin the wheel one more time. M&Ns! Is this the long one, or is this the, it's not the long one. Okay, so, what could Souvenir ask? This module is already included in Souvenir, aha, so we already implemented this at some point, which means I can safely remove that and just move on to the next one.
Take a look at chat real quick, though.
Yes. Those sprites look correct. Le wheel. Don't forget to add order picking and barcode cipher. Thank you. Order picking, barcode cipher. Okay, since you mentioned that, I get ideas for modules that could have soon and aren't already marked. Cartoonies, devilish eggs, mirror, and small circle. Did not mean to click that. Cube and line share, no, are already in Souvenir. Cube is already in Souvenir, but there is one more question that it could ask, which hasn't been added. That is why it's on the list. See, right now, sorry, I meant to go to the Souvenir manual. The cube, only asks for the rotations, but it could ask about the symbols that were on the screens, which it could, remove when cube is done. So that is why cube is on the list. Okay, so Brawlbox. Okay, let's first of all submit this. Whoa, quite a lot of changes here. 7x7 sprites, 0, 0. This has no discernible changes. Yep, that was a new API thing. Okay, this is cool. This is all of the tiles, and then of course we have our grid SVG, which technically, I guess I don't need anymore. You know what? This is probably why I don't have the other one anymore. It's because it's so easy to make that when I'm done making it, I think to myself, that only took me 2 minutes to do. And I'm definitely going to keep the code in KTANE stuff. So it's not like it's not like I need to rewrite that code, but the SVG is very trivial to make. So I think I'm just going to delete the file, and I'm actually going to delete the folder that it's in as well. Okay, so refresh that. And since we were talking about KTANE stuff, yeah, I should probably submit that to GitHub as well. Okay, so add support for 0, 0. Commit and push that. And let's submit this as well. So, the thing for the codenames good sheet. Okay, codenames good sheet generator. Oh, I should have included this. codenames, blah blah. I will rebase that in a sec. And then we have Simon Signals. Yep, there is some stuff for Simon Signals that I had at some point. Yeah, and this is the, okay, so Simon Signals stuff. And finally, yeah, okay. Code to generate grid sprites for Souvenir. Okay, oh no, I do not want to push this because I wanted to do the rebase first. So let's go there, KTANE stuff, and do a rebase on the last 4 changes. So those two need to be merged together. Codenames now has both of those changes in it. And now we can push this. Okay, so exit that, exit that. Where were we? Oh yeah, that's right. I was going to go back to Souvenir and look at Brawlbox's contributions. Fetch and prune. Okay, Brawlbox. Added barcode cipher and order picking and added format item. Oh! You did that for other modules. Did you do it for a lot of them? Okay, so some of this is just the auto-formatting stuff. Okay, so I guess I will... So first of all, I don't want this stuff down here, so I'm going to cherry pick this. Cherry pick this commit. Cherry pick. Okay, okay, it's a merge conflict. Okay, that's fine. We're gonna click on... This file has been deleted. I see. Okay, in that case, just... hang on. It's been deleted locally and modified remotely. I want to see the modifications. Oh, I can just look at the diff. Okay, so I guess I'll just choose theirs. Yes. Oh. Okay. Not quite sure why this is lighting up yellow there. But I guess I can... Oh, I see. You added... Wait, you added the file? Okay, I'm really confused right now. Oh, I see. It's because your folder is called KTANE Souvenir rather than just Souvenir. So for me, Unity calls it souvenir.sln instead of KTANE souvenir.sln. So this is what's going on. So I'm just going to use a rebase to delete that file again. Let's go to Souvenir, delete that file, commit that, and do a rebase on these. F that. Refresh that. Okay, finally. Okay, and now I'm going to go back to Souvenir, which is here, reformat the entire file. That doesn't seem to have made any changes, which is interesting. Okay, so order picking and barcode cipher look good. Let's take a quick look at... okay, so you've added all of this. Yeah, okay. Thanks for doing that. That's probably helpful for readers of the code in the future. And of course, it makes no difference to the compiled version, which is why, you know, I want to add it as a readability benefit with no performance penalty. All right, here's the order picking code, and here is the barcode cipher code. I'm going to look at both of these in here. So process B as in barcode cipher. There it is. I can find it eventually. All right, there's an extra new line here. All right, we are getting a component, looking for the solved edgework array. Yep, that is good. Okay, that's just a field, and then we get values. Yeah, okay. FLD screen number is fine. Do we expect the screen number to be in a particular range, James? Yes, we do. They are. It's 6 digits, isn't it? Okay. So if the length is not equal to 6, then expect that length 6. If the string contains any characters that are less than 0, less than the 0 character, or greater than the 9 character, then expected digits 0 to 9, else null. We're good. Okay, for the answer numbers, I don't suppose they have any range. When you say answer numbers, James, are you still here? When you say answer numbers, lots of messages here. I think what that was me doing KND. It was only 2, or is he? Or okay, I see. Can't remember. Answer numbers are numbers from 0 to 9. Okay, so they're not the, because I know that, like if it says like lit indicators and, you could actually have like 20 indicators in theory. So does the Souvenir question ask for the number after the modulo? Let me actually look at the manual just real quick. Modulo all of these numbers with that. Yes, okay. The last zero is your number modulo 5, which will be 0 to 4, plus 5, which will be 5 to 9. So it's actually a number 0 to 8. Yeah, okay. That is perfect. Thank you very much. M&Ms can go away, that can go away, and that can go away for now. Okay, so we expect this number. We expect all of the numbers. So validator, array any. So if any number is less than 0 or greater than 8, then expected numbers 0 to 8, else we're good. Right, we also expect this to be of length 3, don't we? Array.length not equal to 3, then expected length 3. There we go. Okay. James, is answers array length 3 or not? There are 3 answers, right? Okay, while I wait for your answer there,
Yes, there are 3.
So why create another array with those 3 elements in it? That is weird. So I'm gonna do this and get rid of that. Okay, and also it is an array, we know that. Okay, edgework, infos. Okay, yeah. So this is the barcodes. This is not a field. This is a string array, isn't it? Yeah. That shouldn't have FLD. So while that is not solved, that is good. Question barcode, blah, blah. Correct answer is FLD screen number, which is a string. Yeah, that's good. And these are good. Okay, that looks fine. There are 3 barcodes, yes, but answers already has those 3 in it. What you did is you took an array with 3 elements and created another array with those exact same 3 elements by listing them one after the other, instead of just using the same array. Like you took a roundabout copy of the array. Okay, so I guess we're gonna test that, and also order picking. Let's take a look at order picking. Right, I think I've already seen this one on James's screen earlier. Yeah, and we already tested this, didn't we, James? So I don't even need to look through this. I think this is totally fine. So let's clear this and compile this. Make sure that I'm subscribed to both of those modules. Barcode Cipher here and order picking here. While I'm at it, I think I also want to subscribe to Mayhem. Ooh. There is a wrong Steam Workshop thing in the JSON. So if Quinn, if you are watching right now, please fix the JSON. Subscribe to this. I'm already.
Sorry, fix the JSON for what? I'm sorry.
The JSON for Mayhem has the Steam Workshop ID for inselectables.
Hey, that's a problem. Fix that.
Yeah. Okay, let's run the game. So I believe we already tested order picking in the game, but I'm still gonna run it just to show you what it looks like. And what was the other one? Barcode Cipher. That one I haven't tested yet. So we're gonna have one Barcode Cipher, one, I keep forgetting, order picking, and 9 souvenirs.
All available experts, please report to room.
Okay, so here's the order picking. Let's open the log file analyzer. This one. Okay, so we need only one order, so this is gonna be reasonably fast. The confirm button is F3. Pick onto E white, press enter, and the product remaining is 204. Oh, sorry, I need to press confirm first, don't I? F3, 204, and then enter. And then cancel, which is F2. Good job. Now go home. Right, and then we have this one here. This is Barcode Cipher. I very much suspect that this one here says unlit. No, it does not say. It says battery holders, doesn't it? But anyway, right. Let's just look at this. It's actually serial number, which presumably means the sum of the serial number values. So 1 plus 23 is 24, plus 8 is 32, plus 32 plus 22 is 54. And it is indeed 54. Perfect. Okay, so anyway, the first answer is 4, 3, and then 5. So 4, 3, 5. Perfect. Okay. What was the palette in the first order of order picking? The palette is not, oh, I'm looking at the wrong module. I'm stupid. It's E white. Alright, E white. Let's see what else is asking the same question. E white. Okay, that's all of those done. What was the edgework represented by the third barcode? That would be indicators. So it was serial number, batteries, indicators. Indicators, serial number, battery holders, indicators. Serial number, batteries. Serial number, batteries, indicators. Second is there for batteries, indicators. And, okay, so what was the order ID? The order ID was 8109. This is the product ID. Product ID. Okay, this was E white, wasn't it? So product ID is 7903. 7903. What was the answer for the first, second, and second barcode? The answers are in fact 4 and 3. So 4 and 3 and 3 and E white. And the order ID was 8109. All working absolutely perfectly and correctly and flawlessly. Okay. So let's commit those tiny changes. I think I'm just gonna merge them into yours. So let's just do this and just F this. There we go. And then I will just push that. Okay, so we've got those two added. Shall we do some more? Let's spin the wheel one more time. We are now getting 3 LEDs. I don't actually know this module. Oops, that's not the right one. This is the right one. So let's take a look at this, and also close this. It's an X-ish module, that probably means it is well written. I did not mean to click that, I meant to click the subscribe button. Alright, 3 LEDs. This module has 3 LEDs in the center of it with a small black button between them. I should probably check what it says here. Souvenir could ask about the LED's initial state. So I guess they're either on or off. Right? Oh, it actually uses colors. Alright, let's read the whole thing. Each of them may be colored white, red, green, blue, or yellow, and maybe in an on or off state. Maybe I should run the game to see what the module looks like. Clicking an LED will toggle its current state. To solve the module, put each LED into its correct state and press the black button to submit the states. To determine each LED's correct state, figure out if the initial states of the LEDs are in the table below, where black is off and white is on. Figure out if the initial states are in the table below, I see. And if so, then follow the rules below the table. Otherwise, take each digit in the serial number. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Then add 1 to each digit. Okay, that's still part of that. If the wrong LED states are submitted, a strike will be recorded and the module will return to its initial state. Okay, and these are the rules. Okay, so let's run a few of the run a few of these. Let's try 3 of them. 3 LEDs. Oh, it's 3, isn't it? Yep. There we go. I should have done front only.
All available experts, please report to room
Okay.
A9.
So, that is this arrangement. If an LED is red or blue, that is a no. Okay, if an LED is green, that is also a no. Nothing else. If an LED is yellow, its correct state is the state that is in that LED's position in the picture to the right of the initial looping around if necessary. So we're looking at this picture. If an LED is yellow, so this one here, its correct state is the state... okay, so for the 2 yellows, which is the bottom 2, I need this one to be... Oh, wait a second. I don't know if black means on or off. I think I might have gotten them wrong. Black is off, indeed. So this is actually that. Okay. So let's go back. Its correct status is that it's right. We're actually looking at this. So the 2 yellows should both be off because they're both black here. And finally, if it's white, its correct state is the opposite of its initial state. That is done. Okay, this one is not in the table. So take each digit in the serial number, and if any are greater than or equal to 3, subtract 3 until they're not. So 0 to 2. Then add 1 to each digit and assign each LED with the numbers 1 through 3 in reading order. And toggle each LED based on the digits received from the serial number in any order. Toggle each LED based on the digits received from the serial number in any order. Okay. So I'm not quite sure what that means. Does that mean that the numbers I get from the serial number refer to the LEDs in reading order? It actually says reading order. Yes, assign each LED with a number 1 through 3 and toggle each LED based on the... Okay, yes, actually this is clear. I needed to read it 2 or 3 times, but it's absolutely clear. It's not missing anything. Alright, so take the digits in the serial number. Okay, so 4 and 5, which are 1 and 2. So we add 1, so 1 and 2 becomes 2 and 3. So we flip those 2. Yeah, I need help with this. I don't know why that was wrong. I'm gonna take a look at the log file analyzer. But first I think I wanna see if I can solve the third one. This is bottom left only is on, which is this one again. Isn't that the same that we had earlier? No, it's not. This is this one. I keep mixing up the black and the white. So this time we're here. If an LED is red or blue, its correct state is the state that is in that LED's position in the picture above or below, looping around. So these need to both be on. And then yellow is to the right. So this one here. Yellow is on the top, so that needs to be on, and that is solved. Okay, so let's take a look at the log file. What? Oh, did I miss one of these? Hang on, it's bottom right is on. Oh, okay, it's that one. Yep, so I didn't actually have any of those which are not in the table. Which ones are actually missing from the table? All off is missing, and bottom right only. Like, bottom right off is missing. Those are the only two that would do this. Okay, so if an LED is, so they're all white, so it's all these. It's the opposite of its initial state, so we literally just do that. Okay, that is correct. Okay, so that seems to be a reasonably simple module, which is good. We really want simpler modules because we have this difficulty creep lately. So let's create a new entry here. Okay. Here. Okay, so 3 LEDs goes here. So what is the module type on this? Let's take a look at this. This is the script, so I guess I'm going to put this in my clipboard. But I also want to look at the prefab. Right, let's put that here. The module type on the prefab is this. So I guess we're going to put that here. And then I'm going to go back to the .cs because I'm more likely to need that again. And then here we have 3 LEDs. Process 3 LEDs. And here we go. Off we go. Okay, so we do this. This is what I just copied and pasted here. So let's take a look if this has a solved. Yep, it does. Let's also make sure that this actually gets set. Yes, it does. Very good. It's not public and it's a bool, obviously, which it should be. Var FLD is solved equals get field bool comp solved. While, you know what, I'm just going to copy and paste that here. And then this is 3 LEDs. Okay, so the initial states are right here. Perfect. And I'm gonna check if this ever gets changed. Oh. I see. Okay, so this is where it gets set up in start. And after that, it never gets assigned again. Yep, there we go. So we can just read it at the end. We get a 3-element Boolean array. Yep. Very good. So var initial states equals get array field of booleans, and it's called this, and it's not public. And we get this, and we expect a length of 3, and that's it really, right? I just need to add the question, and it's literally just one question, like what was the state? Was it on, off, on, whatever. So, yeah. Okay, so the module is of course module, and then the question is underscore 3 LEDs initial state. You know what, I'm gonna do this just so I'm in the right place in this file. There you go. And then I'm gonna change this back, haha. Okay, so we want a Souvenir question that says, what was the initial state of the LEDs in question mark 3 LEDs? We are going to use 2 columns for answers. And the possible answers are 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, like that, with ones, and then like that, with ones, and then every 1 becomes on, every 0 becomes off, and the commas at the end of the line go away, and then we do this. So these are the 8 possible states. Bang. I think to save space, I'm going to actually change the commas to slashes. Shit, I forgot what the shortcut was here. Okay, I want the commas to slashes. I knew it. Oh, this is so bad. You know what? I'm going to do this here. Commas to slashes, and then these back to commas. There you go. This is what I wanted. And I'm gonna copy and paste that. Yeah, I don't need any format arguments. I don't need any of the other shenanigans. This is really, really simple. So let's just go with that. Format arguments don't need any. The correct answers are, well, there's only one, and it's initial states dot select. So each state is either on or off, and then we join string these with commas, and that's it. Why is it complaining? The call is ambiguous. Oh, I see. Wait, is it? Oh, not anymore. Okay. So I guess we're gonna test that very quickly, because that doesn't seem to be very convoluted. Take a look at the chat. Mayhem Jason Fix, thank you very much. Aren't you gonna add the ones I suggested? Oh, did I not? Oh, I did not. I'm so sorry, Taz. I didn't mean to do that. Where are they? Or did I maybe add them here? Huh. How did I forget to add them? There it is. I know that I copied this into my clipboard at some point, but then I guess I just forgot to paste it here. So there you go. Comma to new line in the selection. Save this, and I guess 3 LEDs is gonna go here, and then all of this goes here. All right, back to this. Boink, boink, boink. So we're gonna do one of these, and then I don't know, 2 souvenirs should probably be enough.
All available experts, please report to room A9.
Let's take a look at the manual. We have the bottom 2 on, which is this one. Green means the correct state is the status in the left. So this one. So those 2 are indeed on, and the bottom right is white, so it's opposite of its initial state, which means that we had off, on. I should have remembered that at the start. And we have a bug. Let me guess. No, it's not that. Okay. Right, can't wait to see what the bug was on this one. Haha. Let's go. This one. Okay, filtered log. Invalid answer off on. Oh, I actually changed that to slashes, so. Okay, and since I list them from left to right, I should probably clarify in the question formulation that in reading order. Okay, let's recompile that. Okay, and when that is done, we restart KTANE. Okay, let's see what else was said. Hey, there was a message here. Procyon is here. Hey, Procyon, I totally missed your message. Yeah, Eltrick, it would be great if you could do that. I will take your pull request and I'll happily let you know if there's problems with it and help you learn. Okay. So all of this is good. Yeah, question, how can I have preferred wrong answers be between 8 and 9 digits exclusive? You can use one of the answer generators. If you Control F for answer generator in the question.cs file, you will find some examples there. Off of on is in the table. Yeah, okay, this is when I made the mistake earlier, gotcha. This could theoretically also use graphics. Yeah, it could. I considered this, but I think we're fine. While we're at it, can you also add critters in case the wheel ever hits it? Okay, sure. Critters. No problem at all. What would the souvenir for critters be? The alteration color. Okay, well, since I don't know critters, I'm gonna defer that question until later when I know the module better. So let's do 3 LEDs for now.
All available experts, please report to room.
Okay, they're
9.
all on right now. Let's go here. They are all on, which means this, and blue means this one. So it's off. And white means opposite its initial. Ha. Okay, on. Yes. Oh. Because it was exactly 2. Yeah, there you go. Ding. There you go. Okay. Right. I think we've done quite a bit today. So thank you all for watching. Oh wait, I need to add these to the manual. Let's quickly do that. Let's go here. That one. And let's go here. That one. Okay, let's add some entries here. Okay. So after not after, but 1000 words becomes, oh yeah, we can close that. Not X-ray. Questions. So, not X-ray, what were the questions? Not X-ray. Here they are. What table were we in? What table were we in? Okay, let's copy and paste that. Then, which button went which direction? I hope that's English. What was the scanner color? Okay, then we have 0, 0. I believe 0, 0 had 2 types of questions. What were the colors and number of points on each star? Where were the colored squares? Alright, then we have order picking. What were the order ID, product ID, and palette for each order? I think that's what it was, order picking. Order ID, product ID, palette. Yep, that's good. And finally we have, whoops, not even finally, barcode cipher. Right, barcode cipher. What was the screen number? And oh, and the answers. What was the edge work represent? Right. What were the edge works? Is that you can't really plural this, right? All right. I'll just say what was the edge work represented by each barcode. What was the answer for each barcode? Okay, that's barcode cipher, and then 3 LEDs. We're just gonna have what was the initial state of the LEDs. Okay, now we go here, and we'll notice that they are now all at the top, which we can mitigate by commenting this out. And now they're all alphabetical, so 3 LEDs should still be near the top. And then order picking is right here. And barcode cipher is right here. Very good. And not X-ray is right here. In which button, when, which direction, what was the scanner color, and what was the last one? 0, 0. What were the colors and number of points on each stars? What were the color squares? Where were the color squares, rather? Right. So Blananas, I assume that this is referring to a mistake I made earlier, which I've since fixed. If that is still something that I didn't address, then please let me know. Fairly sure that that was earlier. Okay, so I'm now going to inspect this and copy this. Copy, outer HTML, replace all of this, bang, and, oh yeah, and then, no, I can do this, and right, do that, refresh this, make the PDF, and it's right here, Souvenir, let's go. Okay, so with that done, we can now recompile this and it will have the updated PDF in it. And then update it to the workshop. But before I do that, I should probably upload the new manual to the repo. So let's see. Ooh, what is all this? Oh, some auto formatting happened here. That is totally fine. Let's just do that. Mayhem, I guess I don't. That's already on the repo, isn't it? Mayhem. Right, Mayhem. There we go. Yeah, that's on the repo, so I don't need that anymore. Delete that. And okay, so some JSON reformatting. Commit that, and then do the thing that we're actually here for, which is Souvenir. Souvenir manual update. Okay, quick look through this. This looks fine. This looks good. This looks perfectly okay. Awesome. Commit and push. Pull with rebase. And that seems to be working. All right, so now that the manual has been updated, we're gonna have to update this. Okay, so we've added support for a major update. Added support for order picking and barcode cipher by Rollbox Gaming. And 3 LEDs, 0, 0. I'm gonna leave out the comma here just to make it readable. And not X-ray. And 0, 0. Yeah, let's leave that in. Okay, I think that's it, right? Is that all that I did? I often forget, so I guess I'll take another quick look at this to make sure. Ah, I forgot to bump the version number. I definitely need to do that. So that is there, 0, 0 is there, not X-ray. Yep, those are the only ones I've added. Oh, and 3 LEDs. Did I not submit that? Ah, I didn't submit that yet. Okay. 3 LEDs and the PDF. Yeah. Okay. So, I guess I can go here. Version number is now 3.6. Put this in the clipboard, or rather here. Close that and recompile it with the new version number. Ah, I probably want to change the version number here as well. 3.6, save that, and then recompile. Okay. And that is the version number bump. Okay, so gonna unstage this for now so that the 3 LEDs. Okay, and then update manual and bump version number. Yes, I do want that. And then this one here, I'm gonna upload. All right, the next thing I need to do, this is something that I actually forgot on my last stream, is to mark all of these as supported. So we have not X-ray, we have 3 LEDs, which is now supported. We have order picking, which is now supported, and we have barcode cipher, which is now supported. Okay. That is still loading, so I'm quickly gonna run KTANE web. Let me go here, public. So these are the changes I made to the JSONs. I'm just quickly gonna do that and then run this. Okay, and then once that is run, it will have auto-formatted them, and also a ton of others apparently. Tutorial video URLs. That's right, Tipel added their Japanese versions. That's really cool. There is a change, well, not really a change. This was auto-formatted. Okay, there you go. Mark Souvenir support and some JSON auto-formatting. And we are done. All right, so is this uploaded? It's still uploading. So recently, Steam Workshop has been extremely slow in accepting uploads, but it worked in the end. So I'm reasonably confident that this will still work, but even if it doesn't, I will keep retrying. So even if you don't see the new version just yet, you will probably see it by tomorrow. And by then, you can play the new version of Souvenir. Amazing! So thank you very much for watching. Thank you for helping me through this with the, with pointing out the mistakes that I made. And I will see you again next time on this live stream where I implement Souvenir. And of course, any of you are invited to implement your own Souvenir. You can just send me your Git repository and I will take a look at it. I will comment on it. I will add it to Souvenir when it's good. So thank you for watching, and I will see you again next time. Goodbye.